Hello, everyone. I'm Yiannis. I work at Digitech as a Moodle technical lead, and today, as previously said, we'll be presenting Moodle as a digital repository system. A disclaimer, please. So this is my first presentation after 8 years, so bear with me. I'm a bit anxious. So for those of you who don't know us, we are Digitech high technology solution. The company has been founded in 1991 and is a provider of IT services and products, solutions, services to a wide variety of professional sectors. Most of the team that is here with me, we were at Wide Services, which was a company premium Moodle partner in Greece, Albania, and Cyprus. And in 2023, we were acquired. The acquisition from Digitech was completed. The repository itself is part of a bigger project, a flagship project in our company, called Transformation of Conventional Curricula and Educational Content into Open Source Material, which aims to transform traditional educational material to more interactive, digital and accessible resources to embrace the educational community as a whole, for the school, mostly for the schools. It's part of the Digital Transformation and Digitalization of Education Action by the Ministry of Education and funded by the Next Generation EU. As a whole project, repository is only part of it. As said, we also have the schools platform, the LMS, which is a kind of online classroom for the students and the teachers to interact and do online courses. We have the collaboration platform, which is a platform that both students, teachers, and external users can create their own courses, portfolios, and categories within that platform. And we also have the personalized learning platform, which is a platform for the students mostly, so that they can exercise their knowledge based on the subjects they choose. And that knowledge is fetched from the repository itself. The whole ecosystem is to handle 1.5 million of students with a requirement of being at 600 concurrent users at any time across every platform. So the idea for the repository, of course, the idea was inspired by MoodleNet Content Bank and Workplace sharing, as it required learning objects as individual OERs or digital courses that we integrated into Moodle courses along with their educational scenarios and offline files. Of course, after evaluation at that time of the idea, we took anything that we could found and use from MoodleNet Content Bank and Workplace. We adapted it, Workplace sharing, sorry. We adapted it and extended to our needs. So at the moment, we also have live preview demos on the repositories, we have approval flows, and of course, we have the interoperability between the ecosystem itself. So as a starter, the platform itself is to be publicly accessible. Every visitor without a login or an existing account can go through the platform, search resources or collection of resources, and download them, preview them, to take ideas, etc. Everything is open. Every logged-in user, including students and teachers, can also create their own collections, add bookmarks, likes, preview, of course, the learning objects themselves, and import them to the respective platforms they have access to. And also, teachers and general educators have the ability to upload their own resources as part of the embracing that I've talked in the previous slide, and also be able to upload and publish approved resources by the respective client, let's say. So the general life cycle of the object, of a learning object, is that it is created in a collaboration platform along with the course fields, keywords, and metadata, and the content. It can be directly uploaded to the repository either as an individual, let's say, teacher, or under an umbrella of approved objects, and then that course can be used in the schools platform by teachers or in the collaboration by teachers and students, and of course in the personalized platform where we also collect analytics on how the users are performing, which courses are are mostly used, and set up the roadmap for the next, let's say, courses that are to be created. So as we go to the repository platform itself, we are in the landing page where there is a big block for the search with a text field and some filters based on the tier that we want to search. And then we are redirected to a common, let's say, page where we have everything that can be filtered. We have the tabs that are for resources, collection, thematic areas, and authors. And everyone can go through and search whatever they need, along with any information that are minimal, at least, that are being displayed there. Of course, a logged-in user can add their own bookmarks right on the search page, create some collection if you want to import or bundle courses together, and follow the profiles of authors, and of course see all their information. Now, in the context of seeing a resource, we have a bigger, let's say, list of what the course has to offer, with a description, with metadata, with images, etc. And every user can actually preview live on the repository the course itself. If you are a guest user, you can only see it as a student, up to a point, of course. But if you are logged in, you can preview the course itself, both as a student and as a teacher, so that you can see the whole learning process before actually using them in a course you want. Also, within the resource page, there are some actions. For example, we have the files, the company files, the offline files that were used to create that resource, that can be also downloaded for external use. We have the button to import things to the platforms of our ecosystem. We have the download of the MBZ, of the backup file as a Moodle course. And in addition to collection, send to message to authors, and lastly, a report. Of course, as you can see, a guest can do minimal things, download the objects and use the files. A student can also add them to the collection and import them. And of course, the educator can also send a message to author, rate, comment and evaluate the resource itself, and potentially report it if they want to. So the idea is that, of course, we have it, we see it, we go through the learning process. Let's say a teacher likes it and they want to import it to our course. They click on the import button. They can select if they want to import it in an environment of their school that they are teaching, or the collaboration platform, and then this course is restored within the respective environment. Every course can be used within the ecosystem, can be downloaded for external use on an external Moodle. So for that reason, we also have a list of the community plugins that we used, so that if they want to use it in a different installation, they have almost the same experience as they saw in the repository. And everything, of course, is uploaded. It can be uploaded for the collaboration, and we also have always the external files. So the other idea of the repository is that we want the community engagement from the teachers and the students and everyone having access with an account to the platform. They can rate, and bookmark learning objects. We use those actions as metrics so that we can learn which resources are mostly used. We also have the metrics from the personalized to know which things are, let's say, have better results or are used mostly by courses. And this is also displayed in the search page, where you can actually sort by popularity, or see as popularity is also, a filter that you can actually get the most used, the most popular resources. I think I might rust it a little bit, sorry about that. So repository, in general, we tend to use repository as a product that can be positioned either an internal repository for any institutional use or an external as part of the project, which is used for the Greek schools. so everyone can have access to it. And it was built using 58 community plugins and such as blocks, activities, question types, etc. And we also created 9 custom, which were mostly for the page, and of course some enroll plugins, the resource pages and collection views, and the code that imports from one Moodle to another. As a next steps, we want to transition to, since this is an ongoing project at the moment, by the Q2 of 2026, we will transition to a full production with a large-scale deployment, and the final target is to host 90,000 learning objects, and at the moment we currently have available 1,700. Also, as part of other projects, there is one that we have that will will result in additional upload of 7,000 to 8,000 learning objects into this repository, and another project that will use repository as a product, fully leveraging the existing infrastructure. And yeah, that's it. Thank you. Yeah, maybe rusted too much, but still, I'm open for question, of course. Yeah.
Thank you so much. Is there any questions from anyone? Oh, I'll go the closest one.
Hi, Yanni. What I wanted to ask is that these, as exports, that they're imported in other Moodle products, do you support specific versions, or is the download generated at that point and you say, I want it to be, I don't know, for Moodle 4.5 or 3.11 or whatever version?
No, the idea is to build the courses, I mean, for version 4 and onwards, so every plugin has the capability to be created there, because in the project we use 4.5, but still we might need to, there might be the need to use them in a lower version Moodle. So yes, we also have that in mind. That's why we carefully test which version we can use actually for the courses themselves.
And a clarification, you said you created some custom plugins. Are they to be used in the courses, or are they just for your system, work as a repository?
Yeah, the custom plugins are mostly for the repository themselves. Of course, we created the theme, which has some extra, let's say, display options on the view of the course page, but that doesn't affect the learning experience at all. So we don't have, for example, activities or question types or restriction availability, something like that. It's more on the look and feel and how we go through the process of uploading something than the learning process itself.
Thank you.
Thank you. Who is next? There's a few other.
Thank you. I just wonder, can you show a little bit of one of the learning objects?
Sorry, do you want?
Can you show us one of the learning objects?
I mean, as a live presentation of the product itself?
Yeah. I just wonder if it's possible. And
yeah, I mean, it's live at least as a UAT environment, but still we could potentially show it to you. I don't know if we can do it right now or maybe later after the presentation.
Okay.
Yeah.
But have you built in learning objectives or learning outcomes for each of the learning objectives? Or
I mean, the part of the project that's building the courses, it's still in progress in general. The idea is that we have some instruction on how we build the courses, but maybe you can elaborate more so I can, maybe answer better. Yeah, or Yiannis, if you can help. Yeah.
Is it regarding metadata of each learning object, you mean, if we're using an aggregator or...
No, I just mean if I'm a pupil who wants to use the learning object, is it then possible for me to see what is the learning outcome when I use it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Description on each metadata that it describes every learning object. And all these metadata are keywords on the search filters that represent the course. So you can search with the learning outcomes, the keywords, or the grade, or about 20 different metadata that characterize every OER.
Okay, interesting.
And you can sort of
you for the insight in your repository. I'm coming from Higher Education, Open Education Austria, and we're working together with university libraries in terms of long-time archiving in OER. And since you're coming from the school perspective more, I think, I wanted to ask in terms of long-time archiving and research data management, measurements, what are steps you take, or is this something you don't have to consider while working with OER in the school sector? Because in the university sector, at least in Austria, we really have to work in depth with the university libraries in terms of long-term archiving with the OERs. That's why we unfortunately couldn't use Moodle, and we're now using the university library repositories for storing OER, and it's a really cool approach. And yeah, I'm looking forward for more info. Thank you.
Yeah. So the idea is that as part of the 19,000 OERs that we are planning to upload, is that those can be, of course, be updated directly if we need to edit or add something. The objects themselves, the courses, in Moodle-wise, the courses themselves can be deleted if we want to. They can be revised. So there are no plans, at least for now, for archiving, because they are supposed to be constantly used. But we have the mechanism there. If you want to, let's say, delete them, we keep the backups in case we need them. The idea is that we also have the collaboration platform acting as let's say, a master course. So if anything goes wrong to the repository, we can just upload them again. And we, along with the repository entry, let's say, we also have the collaboration entry. So yeah, there are no plans of archiving, but the mechanisms are there in case it's needed.
I have to run around.
Thank you. Can I just ask, how do you become a user? Do you have to pay, have a login, password? And if we've got lots of students, would they automatically become users if we had a link from our LMS?
Yeah, the Greek school system has its own network. So the plan is that we'll get the user information, at least the minimum required, and we create the account within the ecosystem. So there's no new, and that account is actually either created by the school director or the school network in general, if they want to, or the parent themselves. So it's a different creation process outside from our ecosystem. If they plan to create their account, then it will be duplicated in ours. The repository itself doesn't allow self-registration, so it's the users, the students, teachers, managers of schools or institutions, specific, let's say, groups, but still those will have an account, and everyone else can just use the guest access on the repository. On the collaboration on the other side, but for different flows, the self-registration is open. For example, if they want to attend a MOOC, or there are external users that want to create a course for, I don't know, the school asked them, a school as an external user, to create something. So there they can create their own course, but with a limited access, in time at least.
They like making me run.
Thanks very much. Really, really interesting projects. I think we've been thinking about how to try and share best practice. You know, you spend so long building all these activities, and then someone just basically next to you, in the office next to you, builds exactly the same one, but slightly less good, obviously. So I guess the interesting part for me is partly about like enabling people to be creative and to, you know, have agency and be able to actually create these resources within their particular disciplines. But then, like, the horrible manager in me is also thinking about two things. One, which is if you think of, in a way, the metadata and the tagging is only valid if we call it the same thing, right? If I call it, like, maths and you call it algebraic equations, are we necessarily ending up looking for the same thing? So there's a question for me about how do you ensure that the metadata, the tagging is consistent across that? What kind of processes have you taken either with the partners that you're working with or either just internally kind of mechanistically? And then the second one is maybe I should not be making a mathematics course. That would be horrible. No one should take that. But if I wanted to, and if I chose to, and if I uploaded it in a way, how are we checking that what's going up there has been validated as being good quality, that the OER resources we're sharing are of good quality, and that we're not just sharing more like bad stuff? Does that make sense?
Yeah. So to answer your first question, most of the metadata are lists or fixed, let's say, combined lists. So if we want to add a learning outcome, you have to go through a list saying, okay, I want to choose the first year, primary school, then go to maths, then that section in maths book, and conclude to a selected learning outcome from the list, of course, available after it was filtered. For other things like tags, or we have some fields that are multi-select, still there is a list of 15 to 20 options, so they have to choose from that list and they cannot add their own. Even if Moodle uses a tagging system, we don't use the core one, we created a different plugin so we can keep the list clear. Because maths and mathematics, are the same thing, but in Moodle, two different things. So that's to answer the first question. The second question is regarding if what you are uploading is correct, let's say, in a more simple way. The repository is free for everyone to upload. There is no one evaluating, directly to, let's say, you uploaded a course, but it's incorrect, no one will see it and say, no, it's correct, I'm going to delete it. But that's why we also have the report function and potentially the comment section, so that the report will be used in that case because it's incorrect. And of course, we urge the users to always look at the officially approved courses. And in our personalized platform, we only use the officially approved courses because those have been examined that they are correct and can be used officially as part of the ecosystem. So I don't know if this answers your question, but still, yeah.
Thanks. We have one here as well.
Hi, thank you for the presentation. It's a very interesting project. I was wondering about the versioning. How do you deal with versioning if there is like simple things like as a typo or something like that, a second version is uploaded? And how do you tell other people that might have already downloaded the content that there is a new version?
Yeah, thank you for your question. I should have said that though in the presentation. So the bookmark functionality works for this kind of mechanism. So if I bookmark a resource and it's been updated, I get a notification. The same thing happens with a collection if it was something new was added, removed, or something changed. So I get a notification if I have bookmarked a resource and a collection. So if it's been updated, I get the respective message. If it has been deleted, again, that the resource has been deleted. And we also have the follow on the authors that works the same way. If an author uploads something, because I don't know, I like what Yiannis is uploading and I want to see everything that he uploads to the repository, again, I get a notification. So it's from different ways, but we'll always help on the version on that matter. Thank you, everyone.